Up on the schedule, second-seeded West Lyon taking on Union Community. We'll pick things up early in the first quarter. Carson Hugavine had the hot hand early as he wills himself to the rack for two. West Lyon would open the game on a 7-2 run. Later on, Jordan Meyer takes the ball, drives into the lane, and how about the wraparound pass to Ben Meyer for the deuce to extend the Wildcat lead. Hugavine with the ball, leading the break. No one stops the ball. His shot is offline, but there's the big fella, Ben Meyer, with the putback to make it 15-2. Under a second left in the first, Wildcats will lob it up to Jared Selesky off the inbound, and Selesky beats the buzzer as the Wildcats lead 24-11 after one. Fourth quarter, late in the shot clock. Hugavine with the skip pass over to Jordan Meyer, who hits this thing from Larchwood. West Lyon, they win 81-50.
Well, that's a program staple of ours as we share the ball. But to see somebody like Benny Meyer, his knees have been hurting all year, and to see him get off to that kind of start in a game like this is really beneficial for him and great to see as a coach. But we shared the ball in transition, sharing the ball half court. I was just really happy with how we found the guys in the right spots, and our guys were making the cuts to the right spots.
Final